God says. A name you never expected is thinking about you. Don't scroll. Listen to this. This message is for you, and your heart needs this right now, because you didn't land here by chance. This moment found you at the exact second your spirit was ready to hear what heaven has been whispering behind the scenes. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear may feel surprising, even unsettling at first, but it is wrapped in comfort, purpose, and divine timing. Listen closely. There is a name you never expected to resurface, a name you believed was finished, faded, or no longer connected to your present life, and yet God says that name is thinking about you now, not casually, not randomly, but with intention that carries weight. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this right now. You may have convinced yourself that this chapter was closed, that enough time had passed, that you healed, moved on, or grew beyond it. And in many ways you did, but listen to this: healing does not erase significance, it clarifies it, and clarity is what allows truth to rise without pain. Don't scroll, because the reason this feels unexpected is because you stopped waiting, you stopped hoping, you stopped checking, and that release created space for divine movement. Listen to this: when you stop pulling on outcomes, God steps in and rearranges unseen threads. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this reassurance right now. This person is not thinking of you because they are lonely or bored. They are thinking of you because something within them was awakened by your presence, something they could not replicate, replace, or forget. Listen to this: soul connections don't fade just because time passes, they evolve in silence, and silence does not mean absence. Don't scroll, because this is where most people misunderstand divine timing. Listen to this: God does not rush souls into realization, He allows life to teach what words could not. And now, after distance, growth, and experience, awareness has returned to them in a purer form. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this truth right now. The reason this name is unexpected is because you are no longer emotionally attached to it the way you once were, and that shift matters. Listen to this: attachment blocks clarity, detachment invites revelation. Don't scroll, because revelation is what is happening now. You may have felt it already: a sudden thought, a memory that arrived gently instead of painfully, a dream that felt peaceful instead of confusing, or a calm curiosity that didn't disturb your inner balance. Listen to this: those are signs, not of reopening wounds, but of loops closing properly. Don't scroll, because God does not bring awareness back to hurt you, He brings it back to heal fully. Listen to this: the universe has been sending confirmations to steady you, angel numbers appearing when your mind is quiet. 1111 when alignment is active, 222 when balance is restoring, 333 when emotions surface softly, 777 when faith replaces fear. Don't scroll, because these numbers are not about predicting an outcome, they are about grounding you in trust. Listen to this: this person is thinking about you not because they expect anything from you, but because something within them is being confronted, a realization, a comparison, a moment of truth where your energy stands out against everything else they've known since. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this reassurance right now. You are not being pulled backward, you are being acknowledged forward. Listen to this: acknowledgement does not always lead to reconnection, sometimes it leads to release with peace, and both are divine. Don't scroll, because your growth determines the outcome now, not their longing. Listen to this: you are not being asked to reach out, to act, or to reopen anything. This message is not about doing, it's about knowing. Don't scroll, because knowing is powerful. Listen to this: knowing that you mattered, knowing that what you felt was real, knowing that your presence left an imprint, That confirmation heals parts of the heart that words never reached. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this healing right now. This person thinks of you during quiet moments, not dramatic ones, when distractions fade and truth becomes unavoidable, when they realize that what they felt with you was not common, not replaceable, not surface level. Listen to this. God allows these realizations to surface only when they can be handled with humility. Don't scroll, because humility is what makes awareness honest. Listen to this. You may wonder why now, why after all this time, and the answer is simple, because now you are strong enough to receive this truth without losing yourself. Don't scroll, because earlier it might have reopened longing, confusion, or self-doubt, but now it brings calm, validation, and closure. Listen to this. Closure does not always come from conversation, it comes from understanding. Don't scroll, because understanding settles the soul. Listen to this. Soulmate energy doesn't always mean permanence. Sometimes it means transformation. Sometimes it means teaching you what depth feels like so you never accept less again. Don't scroll, because this connection taught you discernment, patience, and self-trust, and those lessons are complete now. Listen to this. God is not teasing your heart, He is affirming it. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this affirmation right now. You were not foolish for caring, you were not imagining the bond, you were not alone in feeling what you felt. Listen to this. The difference now is that you no longer need them to confirm it. Heaven already has. Don't scroll, because this is where the cliffhanger rests, not in whether they will reach out, but in how deeply you now trust your own intuition. Listen to this. Trust is the true gift of this message. Trust that you are seen. Trust that nothing real was wasted. Trust that what is meant for you will meet you in alignment, not confusion. Don't scroll, because God does not bring thoughts back into your awareness without purpose, and the purpose here is peace, clarity, and forward movement. Listen to this. Whatever happens next will not destabilize you, because you are no longer anchored to outcome, you are anchored to truth. Don't scroll, because truth is gentle when you are ready. Listen to this. Breathe. Let this settle. Because a name you never expected is thinking about you, not to pull you backward, but to confirm that what you lived, loved, and learned mattered, and that confirmation arrives now because your heart is finally strong enough to receive it without breaking. Stay here, don't scroll, because this is only the beginning of what clarity will unlock for you next. Don't scroll. Listen to this. This message is for you, and your heart needs this right now, because what's unfolding next isn't about surprise alone, it's about alignment catching up to truth. Stay with me, because this is where the unseen becomes felt. Listen closely. The name you never expected isn't thinking about you out of regret or nostalgia, it's recognition, and recognition has a sound even when no words are spoken. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this clarity right now. There was a moment, quiet, ordinary, easy to miss, when your energy shifted, when you stopped asking why and started trusting what you felt, and that shift echoed outward. Listen to this. When you stop searching for answers, answers find you. Don't scroll, because this is how heaven moves, gently, precisely, without forcing outcomes. Listen to this. The reason this person's thoughts are returning now is because life has brought them to a crossroads where comparison becomes unavoidable, where surface connections no longer satisfy, where the soul starts asking better questions. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this reassurance right now. You didn't do anything to trigger this, you didn't reach out energetically, you didn't reopen a door, you simply became yourself without apology, and authenticity is magnetic in the spiritual realm. Listen to this. Magnets don't chase metal, metal moves toward magnets. Don't scroll, because this truth matters. This person is thinking about you during moments of honesty, when distractions fade and the mind quiets, when memories surface not as pain but as clarity, when they realize the version of themselves they were with you was more real than the versions they've tried to become since. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this right now. This is not about romance alone, it's about resonance. Listen to this. Resonance is when two energies recognize each other across time and distance, without needing permission or proximity. Don't scroll, because resonance doesn't expire, it waits. Listen to this. You may have wondered if what you felt was one-sided, if you carried the weight alone, if you imagined the depth, but heaven does not allow real connection to be felt by only one soul forever. Don't scroll, because balance is part of divine law. Listen to this. The balance is returning now through awareness, not action, and awareness is powerful. Don't scroll, because awareness changes trajectories. Listen to this. This person is remembering you not as you were at the end, but as you were at the beginning, before fear complicated things, before timing interfered, before life pulled in different directions. Don't scroll, because beginnings hold truth. Listen to this. The universe has been signaling this moment to you through gentle confirmations, numbers appearing when your heart is calm, 1111 when alignment is active, 222 when harmony is restoring internally, 333 when emotions rise without urgency, 777 when faith feels steady. Don't scroll, because these signs are stabilizers, not triggers. Listen to this. They are meant to keep you grounded so you don't confuse recognition with obligation. Don't scroll, because you are not being asked to respond, you are being asked to receive. Listen to this. Receiving truth without reacting is maturity. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this reminder right now. Maturity means you can hold meaning without needing to change anything about your life. To honor it, listen to this. You've grown into that space, and that growth is why this awareness can arrive safely now. Don't scroll, because earlier it might have reignited longing or confusion, but now it brings calm validation. Listen to this. Validation is different from hope. Hope reaches forward, validation settles backward. Don't scroll, because settling backward frees you to move forward cleanly. Listen to this. This person's thoughts are not meant to pull you into the past, they are meant to confirm that the past was real, and real experiences don't need to be relived to be honored. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this truth right now. You mattered, your presence mattered, the way you loved mattered, and that impact didn't disappear when circumstances changed. Listen to this. Circumstances change faster than souls do. Don't scroll, because souls move on their own schedule. Listen to this. The reason this name is unexpected is because you stopped giving it space in your conscious mind, and that surrender made room for divine timing. Don't scroll, because surrender is not giving up, it's trusting up. Listen to this. Trusting up allows God to work without interference. Don't scroll, because interference delays clarity. Listen to this. You may notice subtle shifts around you, dreams becoming more vivid, emotions surfacing briefly and then settling, a sense of peace mixed with curiosity. Don't scroll, because these are signs of integration, not anticipation. Listen to this. Integration is when the soul absorbs truth and releases tension. Don't scroll, because tension was the only thing tying you to uncertainty. Listen to this. Uncertainty dissolves when understanding arrives. Don't scroll, because understanding is what God is giving you now. Listen to this. You don't need to know what they will do, say, or decide, because your peace no longer depends on it. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this grounding right now. Peace that depends on others is fragile, peace rooted in truth is stable. Listen to this. you have stable peace now, and that stability is what allows you to witness this awareness without being shaken. Don't scroll, because being unshaken is the sign of readiness. Listen to this. Readiness doesn't mean readiness for reunion, it means readiness for clarity. Don't scroll, because clarity is the real gift. Listen to this. Clarity frees you from self-doubt, from questioning your intuition, from replaying what-ifs. Don't scroll, because those loops were lessons, not destinations. Listen to this. The lesson has been learned, and the awareness returning to this other person is proof. Don't scroll, because proof doesn't always arrive in words. Sometimes it arrives as peace in your chest when you hear a truth. Listen to this. If you're still here listening, it's because your spirit recognizes this resonance. Don't scroll, because recognition is mutual even when unspoken. Listen to this. You are not meant to interrupt the process. You are meant to remain steady, grounded, and open without expectation. Don't scroll, because expectation creates pressure. Listen to this. Pressure distorts outcomes, but peace clarifies them. Don't scroll, because you are carrying peace now. Listen to this. Whatever unfolds next will unfold cleanly, without confusion, without chasing, without compromise. Don't scroll, because your growth has removed the need for struggle. Listen to this. God does not bring a name back into awareness to reopen wounds, He brings it back to seal them properly. Don't scroll, because sealed wounds don't ache, they strengthen. Listen to this. Strength is what you feel now, even if it's subtle. Don't scroll, because subtle strength lasts longer than emotional highs. Listen to this. The universe is not asking you to look back. It's asking you to stand firmly where you are while truth passes through. Don't scroll, because passing through is temporary, but what it leaves behind, clarity, peace, confidence, is permanent. Listen to this. You are not being tested, you are being affirmed. Don't scroll, because affirmation heals quietly. Listen to this. The name you never expected is thinking about you, because truth has a way of returning to consciousness when denial ends. Don't scroll, because denial always ends. Listen to this. And when it does, it doesn't demand reunion, it demands honesty. Don't scroll, because honesty is happening now, whether you ever hear about it or not. Listen to this. You are not required to witness their realization to benefit from it. Don't scroll, because awareness works both ways. Listen to this. Your role is simple and powerful. Stay present, stay grounded, stay trusting. Don't scroll, because trusting does not mean waiting, it means allowing. Listen to this. Allowing is what keeps your heart light and your future open. Don't scroll, because openness attracts alignment. Listen to this. Alignment ensures that what comes next will meet you where you are now. Whole, clear, and steady. Don't scroll, because steadiness is your protection. Listen to this. Breathe. Let this settle fully, because the reason this message keeps you listening is not curiosity, it's recognition. Recognition that what you felt was real, that what you lived mattered, and that nothing genuine was ever wasted. Don't scroll, because this awareness is not the end of the story, it's the end of doubt. And from the end of doubt, everything else becomes possible. Don't scroll. Listen to this. This message is for you, and your heart needs this right now, because what is happening beneath the surface is deeper than memory and stronger than coincidence. Stay with me, because this is where the truth settles in a way that finally brings peace instead of questions. Listen closely. The name you never expected isn't thinking about you because of unfinished business alone. It's because something within them has awakened that cannot go back to sleep. Don't scroll, because awakening always begins quietly. There was a moment in their life, maybe recent, maybe subtle, When everything slowed down just enough for truth to speak, and in that stillness, your name surfaced, not as a mistake, not as regret, but as recognition. Listen to this. Recognition is different from longing. It doesn't ache, it clarifies. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this distinction right now. Longing wants something back. Recognition honors what was real. Listen to this. What they are feeling now is not about reclaiming the past, it's about understanding it, and understanding changes how memory lives in the soul. Don't scroll, because understanding heals where forgetting never could. Listen to this. You may have spent time wondering if you were the only one who carried the depth, the meaning, the emotional weight of that connection, but heaven does not allow truth to stay one-sided forever. Don't scroll, because balance is part of divine order. Listen to this. Balance doesn't always come through reunion. Sometimes it comes through awareness returning to the other soul once you no longer need it to. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this reassurance right now. The timing of this awareness matters. It's happening now because you are no longer attached to the outcome, and attachment clouds perception. Listen to this. When you released control, clarity was able to move freely. Don't scroll, because surrender is not weakness, it's alignment. Listen to this. Alignment is what allows souls to meet truthfully even at a distance. You may notice that when you think of this person now, there's no rush of emotion, no spike of longing, just a gentle warmth or neutrality, and that's important. Don't scroll, because that emotional neutrality is what makes this moment safe. Listen to this. Earlier in your journey, this awareness might have pulled you backward, but now it simply confirms what you already know. Don't scroll, because confirmation is healing. Listen to this. The universe has been supporting this phase with quiet signs meant to anchor you. Repeating numbers appearing when you are calm instead of anxious. 1111 when your thoughts are clear. 222 when your inner world feels balanced. 333 when emotions surface briefly and pass. 77 when trust feels natural. Don't scroll, because these signs are not asking you to act, they are reminding you to stay grounded. Listen to this. Grounded energy allows truth to pass through without disruption. Don't scroll, because disruption belongs to unhealed attachment. Listen to this. You are no longer living there, you have moved into awareness, and awareness changes everything. Don't scroll, because awareness does not demand answers, it recognizes them. Listen to this. This person is thinking about you during moments of honesty, when life feels quiet and they are no longer distracted by noise, when they realize that not every connection leaves a mark, but yours did. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this truth right now. Leaving a mark does not mean you were meant to stay forever, it means you were meant to matter. Listen to this. Some souls come into our lives not to remain, but to awaken something essential. And once awakened, that knowing cannot be erased. Don't scroll, because awakening is permanent. Listen to this. They are thinking of you because you represent a version of themselves that was more authentic, more open, more aligned, and life has shown them the difference. Don't scroll, because comparison is a teacher. Listen to this. Comparison doesn't always lead to regret, sometimes it leads to gratitude and humility. Don't scroll, because humility is what allows truth to be received without defense. Listen to this. You are not being asked to return to this connection, to reach out, or to reopen anything. This message is not about action, it's about peace. Don't scroll, because your heart needs peace right now. Listen to this. Peace comes from knowing that what you shared was real, that it mattered, and that it did not disappear just because circumstances changed. Don't scroll, because real things don't vanish, they transform. Listen to this. The reason this awareness is surfacing now is because you are no longer searching for it. You are no longer measuring your worth by whether someone chooses you, and that freedom allows truth to arrive gently. Don't scroll, because earlier it might have arrived painfully. Listen to this. Pain is how truth arrives when we are not ready. Peace is how it arrives when we are. Don't scroll, because readiness changes the delivery. Listen to this. You may feel moments of reflection, not sadness, not longing, just understanding. And understanding is closure without loss. Don't scroll. Because closure does not require conversation, it requires comprehension. Listen to this. Comprehension is when the heart stops asking, "What if?" and starts saying, "I see." Don't scroll, because seeing clearly is liberation. Listen to this. You are being liberated from the final traces of self-doubt, from questioning whether you imagined the depth, whether you cared too much, whether you mattered. Don't scroll, because this message answers all of that without needing their voice. Listen to this. You mattered, the connection mattered, and it served its purpose. Don't scroll, because purpose is what gives meaning to endings. Listen to this. Endings without purpose feel like loss, endings with purpose feel like growth. Don't scroll, because growth is what you embody now. Listen to this. This awareness returning to them does not obligate you to anything, it simply completes the energetic exchange. Don't scroll, because completion frees both souls. Listen to this. Freedom does not always look like reunion. Sometimes it looks like peace settling where questions once lived. Don't scroll, because peace is the sign that the lesson has landed. Listen to this. You are no longer being tested, you are being affirmed that your intuition was accurate, that your love was genuine, and that your healing was necessary. Don't scroll, because affirmation strengthens self-trust. Listen to this. Self-trust is what carries you forward into aligned connections that do not require waiting, wondering, or interpreting silence. Don't scroll, because those cycles are complete. Listen to this. If this person ever reaches out, you will receive it from a place of clarity, not need, and if they never do, you will still walk forward whole, not missing anything. Don't scroll, because wholeness is your new foundation. Listen to this. Wholeness changes what you attract. It invites reciprocity, honesty, and peace. Don't scroll, because peace is what your nervous system is calibrated. For now, listen to this. The universe is not pulling you backward, it is closing a loop so nothing follows you forward unfinished. Don't scroll, because unfinished energy weighs down destiny. Listen to this. Your destiny is light now, unburdened, and open. Don't scroll, because openness is sacred. Listen to this. God does not bring a name back into awareness to confuse you. He brings it back to confirm truth and restore balance. Don't scroll, because balance feels like calm confidence. Listen to this. Calm confidence does not chase, it allows. Don't scroll, because allowing is the posture of trust. Listen to this. Trust is what you are practicing now, effortlessly, without forcing it. Don't scroll, because that ease is the sign of alignment. Listen to this. Alignment does not rush outcomes, it creates space for the right ones to arrive. Don't scroll, because space is what you've made. Listen to this. Whatever comes next will meet you where you are now, grounded, aware, and at peace. Don't scroll, because peace is your protection. Listen to this. Breathe, let this settle, because the reason this message keeps holding your attention is not curiosity, it's recognition that nothing real was wasted, nothing genuine was lost, and nothing meant for you will miss you. The name you never expected is thinking about you, not to pull you backward, but to confirm that what you lived was meaningful. And that meaning now belongs to you, steady, whole, and free to move forward without doubt. Don't scroll, listen to this. This message is for you, and your heart needs this right now. because what is unfolding is not about memory alone, it's about destiny recognizing itself across distance and time. Stay with me, because this is the moment where understanding deepens and peace becomes undeniable. Listen closely. The name you never expected is thinking about you because something within them has reached a threshold where truth can no longer be ignored. Don't scroll, because thresholds are sacred. They are the line between denial and clarity has a pull that is gentle but firm. Listen to this. You may have felt a quiet shift already, a sense of calm curiosity instead of longing, a soft recognition without urgency, and that feeling is important. Don't scroll, because it means your heart is no longer tethered to outcome. Listen to this. When the heart releases outcome, it becomes a receiver of truth rather than a seeker of validation. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this reassurance right now. The universe does not bring awareness back to unsettle you, it brings it back to settle what was left unresolved in understanding. Listen to this. Unresolved does not always mean unfinished, sometimes it means unrecognized, and recognition is what is happening now. Don't scroll, because recognition restores dignity to experiences that once felt confusing. Listen to this. This person is thinking about you during moments when they are honest with themselves, when distractions fall away and comparison becomes unavoidable, when they realize that not every connection carries depth, but yours did. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this truth right now. Depth leaves a signature, and signatures don't fade. Listen to this. The signature you left was not drama, not intensity, but authenticity, and authenticity is rare. Don't scroll, because rare things are remembered when life becomes quiet. Listen to this. You are not being summoned backward, you are being acknowledged forward, and that distinction matters. Don't scroll, because acknowledgement does not require action, it requires awareness. Listen to this. Awareness has returned to them because you no longer need it, and that is how divine timing works. Don't scroll, because when need dissolves, truth surfaces freely. Listen to this. Earlier in your journey, this awareness might have reignited hope or confusion, but now it arrives as calm validation. Don't scroll, because validation is a form of closure that does not reopen wounds. Listen to this. Closure is not about erasing the past, it's about integrating it without pain. Don't scroll, because integration strengthens you. Listen to this. The universe has been supporting this integration through gentle signs meant to keep you grounded. Angel numbers appearing when you feel steady, not desperate. 1111 when alignment feels natural. 222 when balance settles in your chest. 33 when emotions surface briefly and pass. 77 when trust replaces doubt. Don't scroll, because these numbers are not predictions, they are anchors. Listen to this. Anchors keep you present so memory doesn't pull you backward. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this grounding right now. You may wonder why this person's thoughts are surfacing now, after silence, after distance, after you rebuilt your life, and the answer is simple. Because now you are strong enough to hold the truth without losing yourself. Don't scroll, because strength changes how truth feels. Listen to this. Truth received in weakness hurts, truth received in wholeness heals. Don't scroll, because you are whole now. Listen to this. Wholeness allows you to see the connection for what it was, meaningful without being defining, significant without being consuming. Don't scroll, because this clarity frees you from self-questioning. Listen to this. You no longer need to ask whether you imagined the depth, whether you cared too much, whether you were alone in the feeling. Don't scroll, because this message answers all of that without requiring their voice. Listen to this. Your experience was real, your intuition was accurate, and your love was not misplaced. don't scroll, because your heart needs this affirmation right now. Affirmation restores trust in self. Listen to this. Self-trust is what opens the door to aligned connections that do not require waiting, wondering, or interpreting silence. Don't scroll, because those cycles belong to the past. Listen to this. The universe is not reopening old doors, it is sealing them properly so nothing unfinished follows you forward. Don't scroll, because unfinished energy weighs on destiny. Listen to this. Your destiny feels lighter now because understanding has replaced uncertainty. Don't scroll, because understanding quiets the nervous system. Listen to this. You may notice that thinking of this person no longer spikes emotion, it settles it, and that is the sign that healing has integrated fully. Don't scroll, because integrated healing does not fluctuate. Listen to this. Fluctuation belonged to attachment, and attachment has softened into awareness. Don't scroll, because awareness is neutral and powerful. Listen to this. Neutral power does not chase, it attracts. Don't scroll, because attraction operates without effort. Listen to this. This person's thoughts are not calling you back. They are acknowledging what they could not see clearly before. An acknowledgement does not demand response. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this reminder right now. You are not responsible for completing their realization, you are only responsible for honoring your peace. Listen to this. Honoring your peace is an act of faith. Don't scroll, because faith trusts that what is meant for you will meet you without force. Listen to this. Force was never required for real alignment. Don't scroll, because alignment arrives naturally when both souls are ready. Listen to this. Readiness does not always align in time for reunion, but it always aligns in time for truth. Don't scroll, because truth is what heals the soul. Listen to this. You may sense moments of gratitude emerging, gratitude for what was shared, for what was learned, for who you became through the experience. Don't scroll, because gratitude is the final stage of healing. Listen to this. Gratitude does not romanticize the past. It honors its role. Don't scroll, because honoring does not require returning. Listen to this. The universe is preparing you for connections that meet you where you are now, not where you were then. Don't scroll, because growth changes compatibility. Listen to this. Compatibility rooted in clarity feels calm, mutual, and steady. Don't scroll, because steadiness is what your nervous system recognizes as safety now. Listen to this. Safety does not feel like excitement mixed with anxiety anymore. It feels like peace mixed with trust. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this recognition right now. Peace is not boring, it is sustainable. Listen to this. Sustainable love does not leave you guessing. Don't scroll, because guessing drains energy. Listen to this. Energy is what you've reclaimed. Don't scroll, because reclaimed energy fuels destiny. Listen to this. Destiny does not revisit old lessons once they are learned, it builds on them. Don't scroll, because building forward requires closure behind. Listen to this. Closure has arrived not through conversation, but through comprehension. Don't scroll, because comprehension settles the soul. Listen to this. You are no longer waiting for signs, you are noticing confirmations, and that shift matters. Don't scroll, because confirmation strengthens trust without creating dependency. Listen to this. Dependency belonged to the past, autonomy belongs to you now. Don't scroll, because autonomy allows love to be chosen freely. Listen to this. Whatever comes next will come without confusion, without chasing, without compromise. Don't scroll, because your growth has removed the need for struggle. Listen to this. God does not bring a name back into awareness to pull you backward, He brings it back to complete a lesson with peace. Don't scroll, because peace is the final gift. Listen to this. If this person ever reaches out, you will meet it with clarity, not longing, and if they never do, you will still walk forward whole, not missing anything. Don't scroll, because wholeness is your foundation now. Listen to this. The reason this message keeps holding your attention is not curiosity, it's resonance with truth that finally feels settled. Don't scroll, because settled truth does not demand answers, it brings rest. Listen to this. Rest is what your soul has earned. Don't scroll, because rest prepares you for what's next. Listen to this. What's next will not ask you to shrink, wait, or wonder. It will meet you in reciprocity and peace. Don't scroll, because peace is the signal of alignment. Listen to this. Alignment is active in your life now, and nothing real will miss you, nothing meant for you will pass you by. The name you never expected is thinking about you, not to reopen the past, but to affirm the truth of it, and that truth now belongs to you, grounded, whole, and ready to move forward without doubt. Don't scroll. Listen to this. This message is for you, and your heart needs this right now, because what is unfolding is not random memory, it is divine recognition arriving at the exact moment you are strong enough to hold it without breaking. Stay with me, because this part brings everything together in a way that finally makes sense. Listen closely. The name you never expected is thinking about you, not because something is missing in your life, but because something has completed itself in theirs. Don't scroll, because completion is powerful. Completion is when the soul finally understands what the mind avoided for a long time. Listen to this. There was a season when you carried the emotional weight of that connection alone, questioning, wondering, trying to make sense of silence or distance, but your heart needs this right now, because that imbalance has corrected itself. Awareness has returned to the other side, not to pull you back, but to restore truth. Don't scroll, because restoration does not always look like reunion. Sometimes it looks like realization finally landing where it belongs. Listen to this. Realization has a timing, and timing depends on readiness, not desire. Don't scroll, because earlier they were not ready to see clearly, and earlier you were not ready to receive this truth without attachment. Listen to this. Now both conditions are met. And that is why this awareness is surfacing gently instead of painfully. Don't scroll, because pain is how truth arrives when it is resisted. Peace is how it arrives when it is accepted. Listen to this. You may notice that thinking about this person now feels different, quieter, almost neutral, with a soft warmth instead of longing, and that is the sign of healing integration. Don't scroll, because integration is when the heart no longer seeks answers, it recognizes them. Listen to this. This person is thinking of you during moments of stillness, not excitement, not chaos, but honesty. When life slows down and comparisons become unavoidable, when they realize that not every connection carried depth, patience, or authenticity. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this truth right now. Authenticity leaves a permanent imprint, and that imprint cannot be erased by time, distance, or replacement. Listen to this. They are thinking of you because you represented something real in a world that often felt transactional. Don't scroll, because real connections are remembered when illusion falls apart. Listen to this. Illusion eventually collapses for everyone, and when it does, the soul reaches for what was genuine. Don't scroll, because that is divine law. Listen to this. The universe has been supporting you through this transition with subtle signs meant to keep you steady. Angel numbers appearing when your nervous system is calm. 1111 when your intuition feels clear. 222 when balance settles in your body. 333 when emotions rise briefly and pass. 777 when trust feels stronger than doubt. Don't scroll, because these signs are not about predicting their next move, They are about grounding you so their thoughts do not disturb your peace. Listen to this, peace is the priority now. Don't scroll, because your heart needs peace more than answers. Listen to this, answers without peace create attachment. Answers with peace create freedom. Don't scroll, because freedom is what you've earned. Listen to this person's thoughts are not a call to action, they are an echo, an acknowledgement, a recognition that arrives too late to disrupt your growth but right on time to affirm it. Don't scroll, because affirmation matters. Listen to this, affirmation repairs the subtle cracks self-doubt leaves behind. Don't scroll, because self-doubt once made you question your intuition, your depth, your worth. Listen to this. This message is heaven's way of saying you were never wrong. You were simply early. Don't scroll, because being early often feels like being alone. Listen to this, but being early does not mean being mistaken. Don't scroll, because pioneers always walk ahead of recognition. Listen to this, you walked away without closure, without answers, without validation, and that took strength you didn't even realize you had at the time. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this recognition right now. The strength you showed then is the reason this truth can arrive now without destabilizing you. Listen to this, you are no longer waiting to be chosen, you have already chosen yourself. Don't scroll, because self-choice changes everything. Listen to this, when you choose yourself, you remove desperation from love, and love without desperation becomes clear. Don't scroll, because clarity is what you carry now. Listen to this, clarity allows you to see the connection for what it truly was, meaningful, formative, but not unfinished. Don't scroll, because unfinished things demand continuation, and this does not. Listen to this connection has completed its lesson, and the awareness returning to them is the final piece. Don't scroll, because lessons end when both souls understand. Listen to this, understanding does not require conversation, it requires acceptance. Don't scroll, because acceptance is what allows peace to settle fully. Listen to this, peace does not erase memory, it softens it. Don't scroll, because softened memory no longer pulls, it simply exists. Listen to this, you are no longer defined by who walked away, who stayed silent, or who failed to choose you in the past. Don't scroll, because your identity has shifted. Listen to this, you are now defined by clarity, boundaries, and self-trust. Don't scroll, because self-trust is the foundation of aligned love. Listen to this, aligned love does not require guessing, waiting, or decoding silence. Don't scroll, because those patterns are complete. Listen to this, the universe is not revisiting old pain, it is sealing it. Don't scroll, because sealing prevents recurrence. Listen to this, sealed lessons do not repeat, they strengthen. Don't scroll, because strength is what you feel now, even if it's quiet. Listen to this, quiet strength does not announce itself, it holds. Don't scroll, because holding steady is what allows destiny to move smoothly. Listen to this, destiny does not reward chaos, it responds to readiness. Don't scroll, because you are ready. Listen to this, readiness does not mean readiness for reunion, it means readiness for reciprocity. Don't scroll, because reciprocity is what comes next. Listen to this, whatever relationship enters your life now will meet you where you are, not where you were. Don't scroll, because you no longer accept half presence, half commitment, or half truths. Listen to this, your nervous system recognizes safety now. Don't scroll, because safety feels like calm consistency, not emotional highs followed by silence. Listen to this, the universe is recalibrating your expectations. Don't scroll, because recalibration protects your future. Listen to this person's thoughts are not your responsibility to carry, They are theirs to process. Don't scroll, because carrying what is not yours drains energy. Listen to this. You have reclaimed your energy. Don't scroll, because reclaimed energy fuels manifestation. Listen to this. Manifestation does not come from longing. It comes from alignment. Don't scroll, because alignment is active in you now. Listen to this. Alignment does not chase closure. It attracts completion. Don't scroll, because completion has arrived. Listen to this. You are not being tested. You are being affirmed. Affirm that your intuition was right, your love was genuine, and your growth was necessary. Don't scroll, because affirmation heals deeply. Listen to this. Healing does not always come from apologies. Sometimes it comes from awareness returning where it was missing. Don't scroll, because that awareness has returned now. Listen to this. You may never hear their realization in words, but you do not need to. Don't scroll, because your peace no longer depends on external confirmation. Listen to this. Independence is not loneliness. It is sovereignty. Don't scroll, because sovereignty attracts aligned love effortlessly. Listen to this. The universe is not asking you to look back. It is asking you to stay present. Don't scroll, because presence is power. Listen to this. Power grounded in peace is unstoppable. Don't scroll, because nothing meant for you will miss you. Listen to this. Nothing real was wasted, nothing genuine was lost, and nothing aligned will require you to abandon yourself again. Don't scroll, because that chapter is closed. Listen to this. The name you never expected is thinking about you, not to reopen your past, but to confirm your truth, and that truth now belongs to you. Settled, integrated, and strong. Don't scroll, because from this place, everything that comes next will meet you in clarity, reciprocity, and peace, and that is the real prophecy unfolding in your life right now. Don't scroll. Listen to this. This message is for you, and your heart needs this right now, because what is happening is not coincidence, it is convergence, the kind that happens when timing, growth, and truth finally meet without resistance. Stay with me, because this layer explains why the awareness returning now feels calm instead of chaotic. Listen closely. The name you never expected is thinking about you because something within them has softened enough to tell the truth, not to you, but to themselves. Don't scroll, because self-honesty is rare and sacred. Listen to this. There was a time when circumstances, fear, pride, or distraction kept them from recognizing what you represented, but time has a way of stripping illusions, and when illusions fall, what was real becomes undeniable. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this reassurance right now. This realization did not come from longing alone. It came from comparison, from living without the depth they once knew, from discovering that not every connection carries presence, patience, or authenticity. Listen to this. Authenticity is what your energy carried, and authenticity leaves a mark that cannot be replaced. Don't scroll, because marks remain even when people move on. Listen to this. You may feel a gentle awareness rising within you, not excitement, not fear, just recognition, and that feeling matters. Don't scroll, because it means your nervous system is no longer bracing for disappointment. Listen to this. You are steady now, and steadiness changes how truth arrives. Don't scroll, because truth arriving to a steady heart heals instead of hurts. Listen to this. Earlier in your journey, this awareness might have reopened questions, but now it closes them. Don't scroll, because closure is not about forgetting, it's about understanding fully. Listen to this. Understanding allows memory to exist without pulling you backward. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this grounding right now. The universe does not revisit old connections to confuse you, it revisits them to complete lessons cleanly. Listen to this. Clean completion does not create longing, it creates peace. Don't scroll, because peace is what you are feeling beneath the surface. Listen to this. The signs around you have been confirming this integration gently. Numbers repeating when you are calm, not anxious. Moments of stillness that feel supportive, not empty. Subtle confirmations that you are aligned. Don't scroll. Because these are not invitations to act, they are reminders to trust. Listen to this. Trust that you do not need to chase meaning anymore. Meaning has found you. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this truth right now. The thoughts returning to this other person are not a call for you to step backward. They are a reckoning for them to step forward internally. Listen to this. Internal steps matter even when no external action follows. Don't scroll, because internal shifts reshape future choices. Listen to this. You are not responsible for what they do with their realization. You are only responsible for staying true to your peace. Don't scroll, because peace is your priority now. Listen to this. Peace does not mean indifference. It means freedom from emotional dependency. Don't scroll, because dependency was the chain that once kept you waiting. Listen to this. You waited without answers, without reassurance, without validation, and that waiting built resilience you didn't know you were developing. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this acknowledgement right now. The strength you gained then is why you can hold this truth now without unraveling. Listen to this. Unraveling happens when awareness arrives too early, but this is right on time. Don't scroll, because divine timing is precise. Listen to this. The universe waited until you stopped asking why and started trusting what is. Don't scroll, because acceptance opens doors that effort cannot. Listen to this. Acceptance does not mean approval of the past. It means release from it. Don't scroll, because release is what allows energy to return to you whole. Listen to this. Your energy feels fuller now because it is no longer split between hope and doubt. Don't scroll, because wholeness changes how you experience memory. Listen to this. Memory becomes information instead of emotion. Don't scroll, because information empowers while emotion overwhelms. Listen to this. You are empowered now, and empowerment does not seek permission. Don't scroll, because permission seeking belonged to an earlier version of you. Listen to this. That version needed reassurance, explanation, and closure from others, but you have grown beyond that need. Don't scroll, because growth is quiet but undeniable. Listen to this. The awareness returning to this person is not meant to disrupt your present. It is meant to affirm your past. Don't scroll, because affirmation heals the last lingering doubts. Listen to this. Doubts about whether you were too much, too deep, too patient, too invested. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this correction right now. You were not too much. You were authentic in a world that often avoids depth. Listen to this. Depth is remembered when life becomes shallow. Don't scroll, because that is divine law. Listen to this. You may sense moments of gratitude emerging. Gratitude not for how things ended, but for what you learned about yourself through the experience. Don't scroll, because gratitude is the final stage of healing. Listen to this. Gratitude does not romanticize pain, it honors growth. Don't scroll, because honoring growth strengthens self-trust. Listen to this. Self-trust is what opens the door to relationships that do not require decoding silence or interpreting mixed signals. Don't scroll, because those cycles are complete. Listen to this. Your standards have shifted, not because you became rigid, but because you became clear. Don't scroll, because clarity is compassionate to yourself. Listen to this.